Welcome back to my channel. My name is Nokuthula Chongo, and this is a channel where we're about all things career development. So today I have an amazing special guest who I will be conducting an informational interview for the benefit of you, the young person at home, who you find yourself needing to upgrade your Matric, or the parent who you have a child who possibly needs to upgrade their Matric, whether they have not been successful, they need to upgrade certain subjects, or they need to get the right marks to enter into their desired qualification. And I'm a big believer in one of the sayings I often love to quote is that indlela ibuzwa kwabaphambili, and that is basically around having an informational interview session, because the truth is we don't know everything. And I have an amazing guest here, an esteemed scholar, somebody who truly has a heart for young people, for development. His resume can easily take up this entire session, but I will allow him to introduce himself. So, Mr. Gamede, Sanele, may you please introduce yourself to our community?
Thank you so much, Swami, for the opportunity. For the sake of the video, I'm just going to chop out some of the, the credentials. Sanele Gamede is a strategic youth life and a career coach. Is an employability practitioner, and not forgetting that Sanele is a father and a proudly husband. Sanele Gamede is a born-again child of God who is passionate about young people and education and empowering young people when it comes to skills. And it's an honor to be in this platform, sharing some few insights that you had said, Sanele. It's very beneficial that I talk to you about. So thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you, Sanele. And maybe before I start asking you the questions which have brought us here, which is around upgrading your Matric, just quickly walk me through and my understanding of where your heart for young people comes from, because I know you have written a number of books which we'll share at the end of this video, and there'll be some giveaways where you will be providing some lucky young people or fortunate young people signed copies of your book. But just where did this come from? Just a little bit before we get into the business of the day.
So Swami, the desire to be a career coach or to be a life coach, helping people around the issue of education, it always stems from the lack of guidance that I didn't receive. And as a result, it made me have or commit a number of mistakes as a young person. And as I grew up, as I started developing myself, I realized that part of the problems that I faced, part of the challenges that I've went through were as a result of the lack of someone who was there to guide me. So that's where it comes from. And of course, the love for education is more from, paying back from doing grade 10 twice, grade 11 twice, and grade 12 twice. So I was like, nah, I will just have to pay back. I will study up until PhD.
Wow.
So yeah, the love for education comes from there, Sister.
Wow, thank you very much. One, for not giving up at every knockout, but also thank you for then just paying it forward. And yes, and all the best with getting that PhD. So just for me, I'd reached out to you because you are a subject matter expert in the area of upgrading a Matric. So just walk me through, what is the process about? Why would the person want to upgrade their Matric? And then we'll just go into finding credible providers, because we know wherever there's opportunity, there are also opportunists around the corner.
Yes. So Swami, someone will definitely want to improve their matric results because they probably failed, or they probably didn't do well in a subject that is needed for them to be accepted in a certain course. For example, you want to do nursing, and
Yes.
in nursing, they say they want mathematics to be level 5, for example. So, and you got level 2. So you are going to definitely improve your maths so that you get into nursing, because there is no way that they will accept you with your level 2. So, number one, upgrading is for people that didn't pass well. It's for people that want to, improve their marks in a certain module, or I mean, in a certain subject. I'm talking about modules. We are at university now, so that would be the reason why someone will want to upgrade their subjects.
Yeah. And so talk to me, what is the process? When can one start? Like, I have just got my results, you get, whether it's in June or in Jan, and obviously I realized that I'm not able to enter the qualification I wanted, or I failed key modules, or I didn't get the right results. What is the process? Can you just walk us from the beginning all the way to, yes, just through the steps?
Thank you. The process is very simple, Siswami. Once you realize that I didn't pass well, I need to improve, or the prerequisite for that certain qualification needs a certain level in terms of math, science, or English, or any subject for that matter. Any subject for that matter. You're probably going to start from there. And upgrading schools, they normally open as they are open now for their first or beginning of the year intake, which I think the closing date is the 12th of March, because the Department of Basic Education closes uh, uh, around the 12th of March with the registration. Remember, when you upgrade, it's either the upgrading school that you are using has a center, an examination center, so they are accredited to offer examination, matric examination, or they are just offering you the tuition. So you are going to study with them. They are going to help you. So basically, they are tutoring you around each and every subject. They bring subject experts, such as teachers that are also maybe chosen by the department to be subject experts. So they hire those people to teach you those particular subjects. And then you are required to go back and register with your school, or any school that will allow you to write an exam by the end of the year. And there is also those that write around June, which is the old curriculum. The closing date is the same. It closes around the 12th of March, but they are going to write around June, July. And most specifically, especially for those that have the old syllabus, like back 2008, they need to ensure that as much as they are getting this tutoring, as much as they are getting this tuition from an upgrading school, they need to check with their Department of Education. The district office
Thank
will be the
you.
suitable.
Yes. So
Yeah,
yes, please talk us through that checking, because again, the opportunists and fly by night for umama osechofimvaba or umama okaginqizigodo with their child. What you spoke about accredited institutions, and there's a part where it's either the school just provides you tuition or the training, and then there's a part where it's an accredited school to be able to allow you to write the exams. So just for my understanding, I know you provide one of those schools, which is how we met, but what must I do to do my due diligence as a young person in Matric or as a parent whose child needs to upgrade, to make sure that I'm not donating my money only to find out 2 or 3 months down the line that my hard-earned money has gone.
It's a pity that those scenarios are going to grow in numbers because of COVID-19. They will say register online. No, we don't allow walk-ins because they want to scam you. Some of them generally want to scam you. So you should be conscious. The most important part is to do your research. That's the most important part. I will advise a young person to go and upgrade with an upgrading school that has been there for quite some time, not an upgrading school that has never operated. So try and have people that will vouch for that school to say, no, I know that school. I've upgraded in that school. I know a child, or I know a cousin, I know a friend who have upgraded in that, because there are so many fly-by-nights who normally come and take registration fee from people. And then after the registration process, they are nowhere to be found. Learners want to start learning, they are nowhere. Or they allow you to write. They even go as far as creating examination papers and put the sticker or the logo, Department of Basic Education, and they just took an old examination paper, they changed the date to 2021, and you're thinking you are writing the final exam, and then come next year, it happens. Come next year, you want your results, they are nowhere to be found, there are no results, money is gone, and you paid probably 10,000 in full, and they are nowhere to be found. You learned, you attended classes. Trust me, you attended classes. You had teachers. You know them, and everything seemed very much legit, but only to find when it comes to the results, they are nowhere to be found. They are from Limpopo, or they are from the Nelspruit, or they are from Northwest. They just renting everything here in Durban or in Johannesburg, and then come next year, they are gone. So be watchful of that. Unfortunately, Siswam, unfortunately, upgrading schools are private companies. They are private tutoring companies. So most of them, they are not examination accredited centers. They offer only the tutoring, the tuition. They help you with maths. Maybe they say once a week. So you come and attend once a week. There is a teacher. They teach you maths. They teach you the most critical things that you need to know. They use they use past exam papers. The teachers have been there in the game. They know what is needed out there. And trust me, a lot of young people, they've improved their results from these institutions. But it's unfortunate that there is no authority that regulates these institutions. Upgrading schools, they don't fall under the Department of Basic Education departments or whatsoever. They are just private entities, private companies that are offering tutoring. It's like Sanele Gamede or Sisnok Tula saying to parents, I would like to offer tutoring for your 7-year-old or your 12-year-old or your 16-year-old in life science and in maths. You will pay me 200 rands a month or 200 rands a fortnight. That's an agreement between you and the parent. It's not necessarily an agreement between you and the Department of Basic Education. So that's the most crucial thing that I want people to understand. And the sooner we understand that, we will avoid being robbed.
Sure. Thank you very much for sharing that.
I've traumatized you.
I think, yes, no, I really am genuinely traumatized. I'm thinking it's already hard enough that as a young person, I've not made it for my matric. There's the money that is lost, but there is the entire year. And at that stage, I'm in my 30s. 1 year is not as as dramatic as it was when I was in my 20s. Like, I remember I was traumatized that I was taken 1 year back. So I always felt, sure, that is really rough. Um,
Yeah.
I do know that we connected on LinkedIn, and I know there's a lot of work you do in the youth development space, including the helping matriculants upgrade. And I know your company personally has a footprint throughout in a number of provinces in South Africa, and for you to still be around and to have an influence, at least on LinkedIn, of over 30,000 professionals endorsing you or supporting you. Uh, you have a brand to uphold. You're doing your PhD. You're a lecturer. If you can share a little bit about your school, your footprint within South Africa, the services that you provide, as one institution where I have done some due diligence, but obviously parents and teachers will do their and students will do their own. But just share a little bit on the work that you do and your company.
Thank you so much. Yes, thank you so much, my sister. So my company is only a personal development and training company. So when we talked, I was like, oh, she is thinking I have an upgrading school. And it
Oh,
was so funny for me. I was like, oh, wow, maybe I should open an upgrading school. So I'm a career coach. My job is to coach young people around the issue of careers, around the issue of their life. Uh, I don't have an upgrading school, and I'm not working for any upgrading school. But what I did as a career coach, it is upon my obligation, I will say, as a practitioner, to ensure that our young people are not scammed. So what I did, I went to find the credible credible upgrading schools for
thank
young
you.
people.
So you've done the you did
I
the
see
due
that you're
diligence
still
for us.
traumatized.
Thank you. No, thank you. Okay, so at least you've done the due diligence for us. Yes.
Yes. So what I did, I had a sit down with a couple of upgrading schools whom I feel I can manage to put my brand or my name and vouch for them. That's why I've created a safe link for young people, and I'm sure that you are going to share that link as well,
Yes, I've heard below.
so that, yeah, so that young people can get that link, so that young people can just fill in their details through that link. You fill in your
Awesome.
details such as your name, your surname, your email address, and your cell phone number. And an upgrading school is going to call you and explain and tell you how much do they charge, where they are, and then if you decide, okay, this is a great school, then you enroll your child, or you tell your parents to enroll you in that upgrading school. So that's my job. I made sure that I
Mm,
I I I help a young person from being scammed by quite a number of upgrading schools, fly by nights that are going to be,
yes.
rolling as they are rolling as we speak. Results are coming out Tuesday or Wednesday, on the 22nd, on the 23rd, around there. They are of February, so they are coming out, and they are already in place. They've set up nice websites, and everything looks legit. Everything looks legit. It's a company. Even if you check the company with OCIPC, It's a legit company, it's registered. And I would like to encourage young people to also check the credibility by also checking with CIPC. How long has that company been registered? That will also tell you if the company has been registered last year, maybe they tell you they registered last year, September. Of course, they were trying to register so that they scam you in January, February, March, and then they disappear. So make sure that you check, as I've indicated, make sure that you know someone that has used that upgrading school. And that's why I created the link, because I know personally those upgrading schools. I know the people that are running those upgrading schools. If someone comes to me and say, hey, Sanele, you remember the link that you provided me? I fit in my details. I registered in that school, and that school turned out to be a scam. I will definitely and personally hold those people accountable, because these are people that I know in person.
Thank you. No, thank you. Thank you very much, Sanele, for that. I'm sure every young person who's watching this now in 2021 and even in years to follow, and they maybe before we just close this conversation and I ask you for your details, but this has been really helpful. And when I connected with you, I know a few young people who are currently, some are in this process, some they're not sure, if even if I pass, but I don't get the required results to get into the field I want to, what are some of the, how do I go about doing it? And I don't know much about this field. So in my research, now when I did my due diligence, you really came up as a credible character, but also an individual just who has quite a strong brand. When I looked at your following, I connected you with you on LinkedIn. You really are somebody with, with a heart for development, and you are paying it forward. So for anybody who would like to connect with you, as well as the fortunate people also who in some of your books, can you just share your handles and how do we get a hold of you, connect with you?
People can connect with me on my website, www.sanelegamede.com. That's my website. They can also connect with me on Facebook. I am Sanele Gamede SA on Facebook. So you type Sanele Gamede SA on Facebook. On LinkedIn, I am Sanele Justice Gamede. And then on YouTube, I am Sanele Gamede. And they can connect with me on Instagram, Gamede Sanele, and Twitter, it's Gamede_Sanele. They can connect with me in all those platforms and also benefit in some of the things that I share on my YouTube, I share on my social media platforms, all of them. I think they will benefit quite a number of things. I have quite a number of giveaways as well. And I've heard you also say you are interested in making sure that you contribute. And thank you so much. You are doing quite an incredible job in enhancing our young people. And we are rallying behind the brand, Me Developing Me. And I'm taking it as an African thing, an African developing another African, me developing me. So it's not like me as in personally me, but it's more of the me stands for us as a nation. So we are so honored to speak to people like you are doing incredible job out there.
Awesome. No, thank you very, very much. And just one last thing, there was something that I didn't know about you. You mentioned your journey about the number of times you have failed and you are now paying it forward. To that young person who I am going to meet or who is going to come across the video, you having gone through the journey, and what can you say to that person who they are Googling now, I have failed Matric, what must I do? This video comes up. What is your message to that young person?
I will say I finished my first Matric. and I went back. So when I say I did grade 10 twice, grade 11 twice, grade 12 twice, I'm not saying I was repeating each class. So
okay.
I finished and I went back, which takes a sense of being humble. It takes the sense of pride aside. It means you are determined. It means just because you didn't make it, it doesn't mean it's over. So what I'm saying is, sorry, if coming from rural areas, I've gone through this journey, and today I'm a PhD at the age of 31, and I've never paid a cent at university for all the qualifications that I've done. It's possible because it's doable. That's what I can say to a young person. Don't give up, because it's possible, because it's doable. You can do it. Try and pick yourself up. The pain is there. You are going to be hurt. It's normal. You are not a failure, though. You just failed Matric. You are not useless. You just failed Matric. You are not a loser. You just failed Matric. You are useful. It's just that you just failed Matric. So I want that to stick to someone who's coming across this video and they are going through that pain. And of course, we are available throughout the year. I've set up the hashtag matricungazibulali, a support group on Facebook, which is a response. Remember, I'm doing a campaign called hashtag matricungazibulali campaign, which is saying to a young person, it's not over until you say it's over. So I went to an extent of setting up these Facebook support group so that I can help a young person who actually is going through the pain and probably want to hear from someone who can help. There are so many people in that group that are going to help you. Get in touch with us. We are going to talk to you.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you very much for your time, Sanele. We sincerely appreciate the knowledge that you have shared, and just also having encouraged the whoever will come across this video, even in years to come. I will link all of your information. And as I said, I will be sharing, there will be some giveaways. So in order just to be able to participate, please invite other individuals. I'll share the information below. Follow us on Instagram. And yes, remember, you are not alone. Really, it is about us developing one another, supporting one another, but it is not the end. Here is a young man, for the longest time I dated Sanele, who really has, he really took ownership of his own journey, and today he is here for you to be able to ensure that you also are able to share a success story tomorrow. But so thank you very much, still Sanele, for your time. We sincerely appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my sister. And thank you to all your viewers who are watching this video. It has been an honor.
Awesome. Thank you. Goodbye.